Affectionately known as Notorious RBG, Brooklyn girl Ruth Bader Ginsburg rose to the top of her field, becoming Supreme Court Justice against every impossible odd. Notorious RBG is a two-time cancer survivor, one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people, and the namesake of a praying mantis species, just to name a few of her accolades. By the way, if you haven't seen the documentary RBG, An Intimate Portrait of an Unlikely Rock Star, I highly recommend it. Free on Netflix. At 5'0", this little lady is a baller. When Notorious RBG was asked what is some of the best advice she ever received, this was her answer. Quote, "It comes from my savvy mother-in-law. It was advice that she gave me on my wedding day. She said, in every good marriage, it helps to sometimes be a little deaf. I have followed that advice assiduously," she said. And not only at home through 56 years of marital partnership, but I have employed it as well in every workplace, including the Supreme Court. She said, when a thoughtless or unkind word is spoken, it is best to just tune it out. Reacting in anger or annoyance will not advance one's ability to persuade. Letting go of irritations and grievances is a key step towards creating the kind of mutually respectful environment where decision-making thrives, despite profound philosophical differences on certain issues, says RBG. My fellow justices and I make it a point to maintain respect and even friendship on the country's highest court. Collegiality is crucial to the success of our mission, says Ruth. We could not do the job the Constitution assigns us to do if we didn't. To use one of Justice Scalia's favorite expressions, get over it. I love that. Look, comments are powerless without your reaction. Sometimes not saying anything says everything. The power behind what was intended to be destructive becomes the power that builds you up as the bigger person. Be the wiser in knowing a reaction is not going to change anything anyway. It will not suddenly make someone change their mind or agree with you. Your reaction is not only fruitless, it exposes you as naive. Often, it is better just to let things be. Don't defend, don't counter, don't ask for explanations. Just, quote unquote, tune it out, as Ginsburg said. Reacting in anger or annoyance will not advance one's ability to persuade. Your silence is not agreement. It just means you are choosing strength over impulse. Any idiot can react, and most do. It takes real substance to resist. It's a sign of strength and wisdom. To paraphrase something Marcus Aurelius said, it isn't heroic to be enraged. Rather, gentleness and civility are more human and therefore more heroic. A real hero doesn't give way to anger and discontent, and such a person has strength, courage, and endurance. Unlike the angry and complaining, the nearer one comes to a calm mind, the closer he or she is to real strength. So, as you go through your day today, at the office, with friends, with your spouse, and even with your kids, look for those comments, those actions, or those slights that might otherwise have had you react in anger or defense. And instead, keep your mind calm and choose to be deaf. Choose strength instead. What did the stubborn yoga student say to the teacher who asked him to leave? Namaste. Robin says, Batman, the Batmobile won't start. Batman replies, check the battery. Robin says, what's a tree? Tree. I have a riddle for you. What is the longest word in the English language? Smiles. The first and the last part of the letter are a mile apart. Well, this last one isn't really a joke. It's more of a PSA. I just want to tell any Darren Daily members out there that may be struggling to just, keep your head up. Why? Because when you look down, all you see is defeat. Unless things are really bad, when you look down and all you see is the waste. I have one more. My wife asked me, have you seen the dog bowl? I said, no. I didn't even know he could. All right, no, I have a good one for the final here. Okay, my nephew asked me where poo comes from. I looked around, I didn't see his parents, so I decided to be honest with him. After I explained, with a perplexed and slightly terrified look on his face, he asked, well, what about Eeyore? Oh, that's crazy, right? Okay, one more. And finally, the second grade teacher is welcoming the students back after summer vacation. Each student was asked in turn, what did you do this summer? The first one replied, I rode on a choo-choo. And the teacher said, you're a big kid now, the correct word is train. The second one said, I went on a farm and saw a moo-moo. And the teacher said, you're a big kid now, the correct word is cow. Cody, the third child, said, I read a book. And the teacher said, very good. What's the name of the book? Cody thought about it for a minute and then replied, Winnie the Shit. All right, have a great weekend, everybody. See you on the flip side.